I voted for Donald Trump. I still support him, so don't get me wrong. And I'm going to tell you why I think that he might pardon Diddy. Or maybe he won't. But look at who he's pardoning, folks. I'm very upset, okay? Now, you see in the title, I had the name Vic Orena. A lot of you don't know who Vic Orena is. I want you to remember, he's Italian. He was the boss of the Colombo family for a period of time. But folks, President Donald Trump pardoned the former Honduran president who trafficked over 500 tons of cocaine in the United States. It's just the president's latest act of clemency, undermining his claims that he's tough on drugs. You see on the news all these boats, all right, that they're blowing up out of the water off the coast of Venezuela, saying they're all filled with fentanyl, headed for the United States. That's what they're saying. But how do we know that maybe some of those boats are just some fishermen out there trying to make a living? We don't know that, do we, folks? They don't tell you everything. Not Trump, not Biden, not Obama. I don't care who it is, okay? Actually, I detest all of them, all right? I got to be honest with you, okay? There's Nancy, Heather, all right? Thank you so much. Who else we got here? Okay, all right? Thank you, ladies, for coming. I appreciate you. Folks, you want to listen to this whole thing today, okay? Okay? This Honduran guy, over 500 tons of cocaine. He got 45 years in prison. Trump wants to blame Biden because when he got sentenced, he was under Biden. But his case began in Trump's first term. So Donald Trump, start telling us more truth, okay? I'm sick and tired of every day these ships, him and Heggsman blowing up these ships, okay? They think they're going to stop the drugs from coming into this country, huh? You think so? Never. This began back with Richard Nixon, all right? Trying to, this war on drugs. These guys are smart. They got a lot of money. They're going to find other routes to bring it in, okay? You got to realize, okay, that there's a big demand. The United States has the biggest demand for drugs than any other country. So he's not going to stop it. The next president's not going to stop it. Yeah, maybe they all want to say it, okay? Because people like it. People want to vote for him. Oh, yeah, he's going to do this, okay? All right? But I'm sick and tired of it, folks, okay? You know who else he pardoned? Okay? All right? All right, the guy's name was President Juan Orlando Hernandez and Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht. I'm a little ashamed, you know. My name is Orlando, and this guy's got my name as his middle name. Needless to say, this guy was not a drug dealer selling dime bags on the corner. Over 500 tons. Can you imagine what kind of space that takes up? 500 tons? Look, I'm upset. Okay? So about two other guys. Okay? He also commuted the prison sentence of Chicago gang leader Larry Hoover and Baltimore drug kingpin Garnett Gilbert Smith. They all had lengthy prison sentences. Now, he might just forget Diddy and say, yeah, Diddy only got 50 months. Let him do his time, okay? But right now, at this point, from what I'm seeing, I wouldn't question, I wouldn't doubt at all if he goes ahead and pardons Diddy, okay? Yeah, Heather, I know a lot of us, we support Donald Trump, but there's things I don't support him on, and this is one of them, okay? Now let's talk about me. Let's talk about us Italians, okay? Let's talk about Victor Orena. Little Vic, you don't know who he is, okay? Let me tell you who Vic Orena is. And Nancy, thank you. Show some love, hit the like button, and send him a small gift. He works hard. Folks, I've been thinking about this for so long, okay? And I want to give a shout out to all you other Italian gangsters that got your channel and you want to go out and give all that bullshit. One thing that you got in common is we are all Italians. And I stand up for all Italians. I'm proud to be Italian. I remember as a kid when we were called Guinea, Wop, and all sorts of names. People don't understand how bad us Italians had it, okay? Really don't know. Google it, find out how bad us Italians had it. And we still do. Because name me one Italian that's in prison under organized crime that anybody is ever pardoned. You're not going to find one. You will not find one. So let's talk about Vic Orena. All right. Vic Orena was born August 4th, 1934. He's 91 years old. Also known as Little Vic, an American mobster who became the acting boss of the Colombo crime family of New York City. Colombo crime family. Who does the U.S. Attorney have me with? The Colombo crime family. How did I get indicted? With the Colombo crime family. Okay? A challenge by Orena to boss Carmen Persico triggered one of the bloodiest mafia wars of the late 20th century and the most recent major mob wars in New York today. I remember that war very well, folks. I was in Florida at the time, and would you believe, New York, sent me. Thank you, Nancy Lyons, coming through with that super thing. All right, God bless you, Nancy. All right, I appreciate that there. You know, we don't have a lot of people here this morning. I wasn't even going to come on today. I was going to take the day off. All right? Vic Orena has dementia. You know what that is? He don't remember things. He actually thinks he's the warden. He's in Devens, Massachusetts, which is a medical facility. Okay? Have any idea how much our government's paying to keep a guy with dementia who's been in prison for over 30 years? Over 30 years. He's 91 years old. How much time does he have left? Not very much. And his family, and his family's been on YouTube and other places, all right, asking for commutation, and they've been denied. Why? I think it's just because we're Italians. I could be wrong, but that's what I think, folks. I wanted to come and share this with you today, okay? So here's Trump, okay? Why are they showing us all those boats blowing up? All right, that they're blowing up over Venezuela. First of all, Venezuela is a much weaker country to go to war with. Here he is trying to stop these wars, but he might start one with a small country like Venezuela, which we could take out in the blink of an eye. Okay? Why is he doing that? Okay? But yet, on the other hand, he's releasing all these other people from prison. But I never, ever have seen one Italian organized crime gangster get his sentence commuted, pardoned, or anything. Or even getting a compassionate release. This is all the family's asking for Vic Orena, is a compassionate release, folks. Is that too much to ask from our president, from our country, from our government? All right? To give a compassionate release to a 91-year-old man who's done over 35 years in prison, and he has dementia? Why not give him commutation? Remember during the pandemic, all the people that were commuting their sentences? Remember that? Not one Italian got commuted. And there's a lot of elderly Italians in prison. Yeah, they want to keep us there. They want to keep us down. And I'm telling you, I'm giving Michael Franchese, Sammy Gravano, all you other Italians out there, Dominic Sicali. I can't name them all. There's a lot of them out there, folks. All right? And I want to tell each and every one of them. All right? I don't care what you did, how you did it, or anything. But remember one thing. You are Italian. So stand up for your rights. Stand up like a man. Be proud that you're Italian. I want to thank you folks for coming. Okay? We know Diddy is the biggest dirtbag that there is. We know there's too much fire, too much smoke for there not to be a fire around him. We know he was responsible and had something to do with the demise of Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. But nobody is investigating. Yeah, they investigated. I got no faith in the LAPD to continue investigating the Biggie one. I got no faith in the Las Vegas police to investigate what Keefe D is saying. There's somebody alive. There's somebody out there that knows, that could put the final coffin on Diddy over here. Somebody out there is alive. I don't know who it is. I have no idea who it is. Somebody asked me about what Sonny Bono. I knew Sonny Bono fairly well. Okay, Yeah, Mark. Okay, Mark. In your dreams, Mark. Okay? But like I said, I don't care. Okay? I got to worry about me, the few remaining years that I have on life. But while I'm on this earth, I will stand up for what I believe in. Okay? Not for a moment. So I would like to see Michael Franche, Sammy Gravano, Dominic Sicali, and all those other Italians that got their YouTube channels. All right? Start talking about Vic Orena. And let's together try to get this guy a compassionate release so he can go home and spend his remaining days with his family. Is that asking you guys too much? Okay? Because remember, just like me, you're Italian. 100% my blood runs through is Italian. It never changed. And I'm a proud bastard because of it. Okay? I know what my grandfather, my father had to go through, all right, to get a job when they came over here. How they had to change their name because nobody would hire a wop. All right? Did Sammy say that, Mark, about, all right, I hope he did. I hope he starts saying more of it, okay? Because this is the time. Guy's 91 years old with dementia. How long do you think he has left? Huh? Thank you, Mark. I see his daughter, his grandkids, they done podcasts, all right? And, you know, people listen for a minute, but then they don't do nothing, okay? Donald Trump could pardon somebody, the former president of a country, for distributing over 500 tons of cocaine in this country. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, start doing something more. Don't rest on your laurels of what you did in the first term about the little changes you made in the penal system. Donald Trump, you did that because of your son-in-law. Ooh, or otherwise, I don't think you would have done it. Okay? Daniel, I got that. Is everything okay? Is everything okay? Yeah, I say that a lot. Okay? Hey, like I began, folks. I began this. I voted for Donald Trump. I still stand behind him. But when he's not doing the right thing, I'm going to call it out. Like it, don't like it, it's up to you. All right? Mr. Bonstein, you're absolutely correct there. Okay? There's a reason for that. Okay? You know what the reason is? Because that country that you're talking about has more dirt on the wealthiest people in the world than anybody else. Okay? They control the money. And in this world, that's all everybody cares about. Well, not everybody, but that's what the money people, because the money people want to have all the money and not have any money for you or the rest of us, okay? All right? Yeah, Heather, you're right. I don't know what's going to fix this country, folks, or if ever going to be, okay? I'm going to be 81 years old in another 9 days. I don't know how much longer I have on this earth. Thank God I'm fairly healthy. I get around and move around, okay, and all that there. But while I'm here, I'm going to stand up for what I think is right. Thank you, Joe, for a happy birthday wish. Okay. I want to thank Nancy Lyon for that super chat. You know, folks, it's funny. I don't know what day, what time to come on. Okay. The other day I did one. I had several hundred people come. Today I got 21 there. Okay. Oh, I can't figure it out. Thank you, Mr. Boston. You know, I watched the movie last night. It was a very sad movie. I seen it once before years ago. Gone, Baby Gone, with Casey Affleck. Man, what a sad movie that was. I don't even know why I watched it. Casey's a very fine actor. But he and his brother, you know, and they do all these movies primarily, you know, out of Austin. That's where they're from. And thank you, Juan Villa. Thank you for the blessings. Folks, I need the blessings. You know, yes, I'm a gangster, but I'm a gangster that I pray every night. I pray every morning, okay? I believe in God. I don't go to church, though, okay? And I don't try to change anybody's religious beliefs or any beliefs, all right? Bella Ghosted, my YouTube shorts brought you here. Hey. Okay, thank you. You came here through my short then? Bella? Bella means beautiful if you don't know that, folks. All right? Thank you, Heather Churches. I am very spiritual, I must admit. Okay? Thank you, Juan, for subscribing. I appreciate that, my brother. Well, folks, I wanted to share this with you. I don't want to take a lot of your time. It's Monday morning. Do we have, you know, folks, I appreciate it. Once again, subscribe, like, and share. Okay? If you can, hit the super chat button. If you can help me out that way, trust me, you're helping me out when you subscribe and hit that like button, and none of it costs you a penny. Okay? You should be able to do that. Support me, okay? I appreciate it because, folks, you know, I print. You know how many pages I print a day? Because I'm one of those guys. I still haven't been able to get a new computer, so I can't read off my phone, okay? So, you know, and I don't know what kind of computer I will get when I get it. My son tells me to get the Apple. What do you folks think? Okay, is the Apple the best computer? Or should I just stick with something like my Hewlett Packard that I have? All right, everybody. Okay, let's see. Daniel, I'm sorry I asked you a question, but I want you to answer the questions. Okay? All right? How about a laptop? I'll take a laptop, yeah, of course. Thank you. An iPad, yeah, just some. You know what? I might go to the store today and start looking around. It's going to be 80 degrees here, folks. We're going to have a great, great winter. Hopefully this December. I remember one December when we were able to go to the beach. And I think we're having another one. Okay? So, folks, I'm going to get out, take my walk. I want you all to have a beautiful, healthy, and blessed day. All right? Yeah, Mr. Boston, you guys. You know, I'm from upstate New York, not far from Boston. So I know the weather you're getting there. Huh? Okay? Take care. Thank you. God bless you all, folks. Folks, I love you all. I want to thank you all for coming. I know sometimes I jump all over the place, but I hope you got my message here. And for those of you who know Michael Franchise and the others, send them this video that I did. Let's get these other Italians on board so we could support Vic Orena. All right? I don't support Diddy. I don't want Diddy to get him pardoned. And I think Diddy's going to catch other charges. That's what I think. Okay? But let's see if our law enforcement does the right thing. Will Pam Bondi do the right thing? Forget about her. All right? I thought Trump made a really great choice when he brought her in, and now I find out she's just full of it, as well as Cash Patel. They want to talk about all the drugs that all the drug dealers they're busting, and we got 3 million fentanyl pills, and we got this, and we got that. But yet, on the other hand, Trump's pardoned them all. Okay? So why are we wasting our money with the Department of Justice for? Why? The left don't know what the right is. They don't know what the freak they're doing. Do I make sense here? Do I? Let me know, please. All right, folks, I got to run. Everybody have a great day. I love you all. All my love and respect, as usual.